These lizards have a unique biological property of their bodies.
The lizards have what's called a proboscis.
It's an ejectable brain and spinal column.
The small ones they use to drone people, because the proboscis on young lizard type 1s, they're small enough to go into an eye and not ruin the eye, because they're supposed to do this to animals with bigger eyeballs, probably friggin' dinosaurs.
They parasite a human's brain. This top cap thing on the top of their head comes out. They can do this once in their life. It pulls their spinal column along with it. The human would have to be restrained or unconscious.
The thing squiggles in through the eye. It does a spiral around the optic nerve all the way to a certain point, and it's driven there by taste. And they said once it gets there, it has the taste of butterscotch. It then starts what they call sweating the quill. The spinal cord stuff comes out of the spinal cord, and it's everything that the lizard is. The lizard's whole body is dead, and it can't go back in. It's one way.
The juice that's in the spinal cord gets excreted out of the tip of this thing. They're parasitic cells. The parasitic cells go into the brain.
The old person's consciousness is gone. The body is absolutely, totally dominated, and the lizard is smarter as a human. Over time, it'll develop a rash, it'll lose its hair.
And they're actually deficient. They're dumber than the original person.
And they mimic human behavior. It knows that its life is dependent on it mimicking human behavior, so it does really well. Even with other animals, it's smart enough to instinctually mimic the animal's behavior. The drones of 100 years ago erased any existence of these real lizards. From like Egyptian carvings on walls, they would smash them. Or books that had anything in them.
Did you know Japan's royal family claims they descend from an ancient reptilian race for educational entertainment purposes only?
What in the world is this?
Here's the proof. Japan's oldest texts openly record a bloodline linked to non-human reptilian beings. Japan's imperial line, the oldest monarchy on Earth, traces its ancestry to Toyota Mahaim, daughter of Ryujin, the Dragon King who lived in a vast undersea palace. The Kojoki, a text containing Japan's imperial family's official divine genealogy, and the Nihon Shoki, a text including heavenly descent of the imperial ancestors, describe him as a shape-shifting reptilian being who could appear human when needed. And the imperial family even has relics today that theorists claim were given to the royal family from this reptilian race. The mirror, said to be an ancient device used to communicate with deities, which could be similar to the obsidian scrying mirror that John Dee used to contact angelic beings. The sword, taken by the storm deity Susanoo, who defeated the 8-headed serpent Orochi who was guarding it. Some say the sword is actually a plasma blade that uses ether technology just like the sword of He-Man. And the Magatama, a jewel shaped like a reptilian eye, found in prehistoric Jamon and Yayoi archaeological sites that was, you guessed it, biology that turned into hardened geology. So it's actually the petrified eye of a dragon. For centuries, Japanese folklore has described an entire spectrum of reptilian beings, including the kappa, seen in Edo period scrolls, similar to water nymphs in Greek mythology. But here's where it gets stranger. Thousands of years before these myths were even written, the Jomon people made the Dogu figurines, wide-eyed, armored, reptilian shapes that look nothing like humans and appear across Japan for millennia. But Japan isn't alone. The Sumerian Apkallu, the African Dogons Nomu, the Hindu Nagas, ancient Chinese Dragon Kings, and Mesoamerica's Quetzalcoatl. Different continents, different cultures, same exact pattern. So what if these weren't myths? What if an ancient reptilian civilization survived or resurfaced after a global cataclysm and restarted humanity by interbreeding with them? Japan has the oldest reptilian artifacts and a current living reptilian bloodline. This makes Japan ground zero for understanding when these beings existed. If the same beings shaped Japan, Sumer, Africa, India, China, and the Americas, then humanity may be living on the ruins of a forgotten reptilian age that at one time, as all of these cultures claim, reptilian beings interbred with humans and gave birth to a divine royal bloodline just like Japan.
president of Egypt is here. He was in a hotel, and I met him. And we fell in love, deeply in love. We didn't know each other before that. We had great chemistry, and I stayed twice as long as I was supposed to.
And now listen to what he says about the Indian prime minister.
He's the most beautiful looking man. He looks so nice. He's like an angel.
That's how the conservative alpha male talks about other men. Listen to this.